Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? Welcome to the New World Podcast, brother. And it is fueled, it is powered by crazyhoodiez.com. You will acknowledge the almighty Big Daddy and his designs. He's got so much flavor up there. It's amazing. Crazyhoodiez.com. Go check it out. And check out our podcast and everything like that. If you're subscribed to the C Plus Studios feed, you get the New World Podcast, the Big Daddy Forever Podcast, the Sexy Ninja Cast, and you also get the staple of C Plus Studios, the Social Vent Podcast. We just dropped a new episode every Thursday. You don't want to miss out. It's amazing. But let's just jump right on into AEW's Dynamite in Toronto, Canada. They start the show off hot. Renee is back in pro wrestling. She is back she is in AEW. They had Renee come out and stuff like that so she can do some backstage segments, interviews and stuff like that. At first I thought she was joining the commentary team, but I think we're going to stick with the two-person commentary team and with Taz and Excalibur. They talked, I was kind of, when they said I was like, oh, Renee's going to be on comment. Oh, she's more backstage. Okay, unless this move is like, no, we're going to have the two-person team going forward because Triple H just got the NXT, SmackDown, and Raw two-person commentary on each show, shaking things up. And I'm wondering if that's what we're going to do here. We'll see going forward. I know JR is coming back for Rampage this Friday. And this is a big show, huge show. Renee comes out, boom. She interviews Christian Cage first. Then they bring out Luchasaurus, who's going to face Jungle Boy. And Christian, oh my God. Great heat. Talking smack about the Maple Leafs, even though he's Canadian born, he's Canadian proud, but he definitely got in that crowd's feelings. And that crowd in Toronto was banging. Sheamus says, banger after banger after banger. Like that crowd was hot. And they started off the show with Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy, and it was a fun match, some great spots. I was like, oh shit. And I think what I'm loving more about AEW Dynamite every week, even though I'm critical as can be, and I try not to be, but it's just things that just poke out. But the things that I think that I really like about AEW Dynamite is it feels like an indie show that you go to. And even though there's spots where you're like, man, that dude's dead. Like, there's no way he's coming back. It's beyond the WWE formula. And, they've been doing it on WWE, but I don't want to talk about WWE. I want to talk about AEW. But that's what that crowd feels like. It's like, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, like that crowd, it's intimate, they're standing and everyone's counting, everyone's chanting and stuff like that. And it's just non-stop throughout the night. There was a nice table spot. Christian was on commentary, talking match, but he did come down and he tried to swerve Jungle Boy, but Jungle Boy lost to Luchasaurus. But there was, during this match, I saw there's a great Jim Cornette sign in the crowd where he has his hands on his cheeks. It was just a great shot of that. But then we go back with Renee with the Firm, and Matt Hardy comes in. They set up a match for Rampage. That was a cool segment. I can't wait to listen to the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy. I have that queued up, but much love to Matt Hardy. He's looking good, looking healthy. But we had the next match was Warjoe. Wardlow and Samoa Joe coming together as Warjoe. At first I was like, that name's dumb. Then it just kind of kept on rolling off the tongue. Warjoe versus, Nick Kamara, Nick, why can't I not say his last name? Komorato and QT Marshall. Who do you think won? Warjoe. And who comes out? Brian Cage with the Embassy. The FTR comes out. This is all this stuff just to back up Warjoe. And Sean Spears comes out, and it's just one of those things where Sean Spears' big return and a huge pop goes in that crowd. And FTR got a huge pop. Huge pop, man. But then we go to Tony Schiavone, backstage interview with Jericho Appreciation Society, and Jericho's like, I am going to beat Bryan Danielson tonight. He's the Ocho, and at first I was really not for this whole Jericho being the Ring of Honor champion. Sorry. Ring of Jericho champion. I was not really for it, but now it's slowly growing on me. He's the Lionheart. He's going to go out. He's going to do his thing. He's Chris Jericho, baby. And at first I wasn't really for it, but I think I like what they're doing with the fact that, yes, he's a big name. He's got that championship. They want a TV deal and everything like that. So I think this is the way to go. And who's going to dethrone him? Who's going to bring back the honor to the Ring of Honor championship? Who's going to take out the Ring of Jericho? Who's going to be that person? I think it's Jay Lethal. I'm just saying it right now. I'm going to throw that out there. We got Full Gear coming up November 15th. So we shall see where that goes. But we had Swerve Strickland versus Billy Gunn next with the Acclaim. And I wrote here, that fucking pop for the Acclaim and Billy Gunn. That pop it shook my TV. Oh my God. I mean, they came out, scissor me daddy ass. It was huge, man. I was just like, holy crap, but Swerve got the win over Billy Gunn. But I gotta say, Billy Gunn looks good, man. He looks good. And there's a cool little spots where he's about to show his ass and, he's playing with his tights and stuff like that. This was a fun match, but Swerve got the win by grabbing the rope and pinning Billy Gunn. The Acclaim comes back out. Sterling comes out, says he owns the scissor me daddy ass, trademark unless he wants to sign with them, so on and so forth. So we're still sticking to that storyline. So we shall see where that goes maybe next Wednesday. Well, no, take that back. Next Tuesday, because Dynamite's going to be on Tuesday. But we go back to the one and only MJF, a great interview. I love that he calls himself daddy. I listened to a podcast where he was on an interview. I think daddy's not happy right now. Daddy's not, And yeah, this line here made me laugh. I wrote it down. You Carlton Banks wearing ass. I popped at that. MJF is just great. I love when he's like, I broke my fist from punching my reflection over, just that passion. And MJF, they asked him, would you have shook Yuta's hand? Were you there? What's going on with William Regal last week and stuff like that? What's going on with you? And he's like, I don't even know. But I feel that's going to be the face. They're going to make MJF face, but more like like, I believe he could be like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of this era of like, he doesn't need to be good. He doesn't need to be bad. He's just MJF. He's just a badass and he's better than you and you better know it, man. Yeah. So we shall see where we're going. Then they cut to the ring. Tony Schiavone with interview with John Moxley. He comes out. John doing his thing. Much love to John, but Hangman comes out, and I gotta say, I was never the biggest Hangman Page fan until last night. He gave me goosebumps. Like his promo, especially when he's like, "You call me a kid," and this and that, and he's punching himself, and he's talking about getting up over and over again. The passion this dude brought to Moxley, and like getting in Moxley's face, and then just to add, just a sprinkle, like you didn't need to add this, but just to add the sprinkle, MJF is in the box. He's watching, he's luring over them, and he's just like, and as Hangman's doing his thing, and he punches himself, they cut to MJF, and he has popcorn, because that's what this is. This is that moment where you're like, holy crap, like these guys are gonna kill each other. Like Hangman Page, much love, dude. That promo, that what you cut over Moxley, man, I cannot wait for next Tuesday. You both going toe to toe. Then there was a big MJF chant. Like, it's going to be crazy. Canada has nothing but love for pro wrestling and AEW, and I love it, man. Toronto, Canada, damn. Take it off. Then we get to the Ring of Honor Championship, Jericho versus Bryan Danielson. The match was good, but I really wish it ended differently. But it did get me, like, it swerved me because the ref takes a bump and you're like, oh shit, what's going to happen? What's Jericho going to do? He's going to pull some practice. What's going to happen? Foreign objects, And Daniel Garcia comes out before Jericho's about to hit Bryan Danielson. And then he hits Bryan Danielson. He's like, for the save, not. And so that led to the win for Jericho for beating Bryan Danielson for the Ring of Honor Championship. No honor in the Ring of Jericho. No honor at all. With Daniel Garcia, who's back into the Jericho Appreciation Society, but Combat Club comes out too. And it's just one of those things where when they went to check on their boy, Bryan Danielson. So it was a backstage interview with Nyla Rose. I guess she stole the championship. It's really hard to get Rampage into my schedule, but I'm going to now. But it sets up for her and Anna Jay for Rampage. Then they had Hikaru Shida versus and Toni Storm, versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. This was a fun tag team match. This was a great women's tag team match. Shida and Storm, they got the win. And you know, I vote like the women's division in AEW is usually like hit or miss, but this week, man, that tag team match was great. Then we went to the Butcher and the Blade with the Bunny. They're setting up Moxley and Claudio versus them on Rampage this Friday. And they cut a promo, fight us, we're gonna fight you. And then they said JR's gonna be there for the match. JR, man, is coming back on commentary for that match. It just pushes me more to be like, I need to watch Rampage. So, right now, man, I gotta tell you, looking at my notes, I look like a fucking psychopath. But Pac versus Orange Cassidy for the AEW Mid-Atlantic Championship. Oh, man, this match was awesome, dude. And Pac got busted open on his ear, got the blood going and everything like that. But these two went at it. Pac had some great spots where he was mocking Cassidy. You know, there was a great spot where Orange Cassidy was doing the orange roll down the ramp because, you know, he got laid there by a tombstone. But it was just a great back and forth. And two crazy DDTs, and how Pac's selling is amazing. The way I was like, he's dead the first time. The way he rolled up on that DDT, then he rolled up on another one, and you know it's just crazy. Dan Housen, he comes out, he curses Pac because he's about to grab the ring bell and punch Orange Cassidy in the ring, and it's back and forth, and then Orange Cassidy misses it. When he grabs the thing, he gives it back to the ref, and he grabs another one. Pac goes into the ring, and Orange Cassidy, you know, takes it at some point and then gives it to the ref. And all of a sudden, like, the orange punch comes into play twice. Like, he hits him once, and I was like, oh shit. And then, like, it was just so, I was just like sitting on the edge of the bed, like, you know, it was fun. It was damn fun. But Orange Cassidy for the win, his first championship in AEW, the Mid-Atlantic Championship, man, nothing but love for Orange Cassidy. That, and Pac, and damn, dude, you guys lit that place on fire, and what a way to end the night. The best friends come out, they celebrate, Dan comes into the ring, like, it's just crazy. It's crazy, man. I gotta give the show a 5 out of 5. I had fun from top to bottom. I got 2 pages of notes. I gotta say, Tony, damn, you brought it this week. And I'm in it now for the wrestling on both ends. I'll still be critical of both WWE and AEW, but damn, like last week was great. I gave that show a 5 out of 5. This week was great, 5 out of 5. And I was like, damn, I need to start getting Rampage onto my Friday night SmackDown schedule because I didn't get to see Battle of the Belts or anything like that. But I'm gonna get those in. I gotta get NXT in. There's so much wrestling. It's amazing. AEW Dynamite, 5 out of 5 for me. I had a great time. Tell me what you think below. What was your highs? What was your lows? What made you pop? What made you happy? This was just a fun, goddamn good show. So go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. I just had a good time, and that's all it's about with pro wrestling. Just having a good time, having that escapism, just to be away from the crazy world we live in. And I gotta say thank you, AEW. And during that promo with Hangman Page, when he mentioned like what really broke my heart, he's like, "My friends are gone. Everything. I'm here alone." Building it more and more. So I'm just like, oh, so good. So good. You know, so good. So after that, y'all, like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandma. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And as always, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
And look at me now. Look at me now. I have nothing. I have a shot
and I have my word. Tuesday, I take my shot, and tonight, I give you my word.